how on earth is a tiny little country that has its only sports focus being football? In fact, now sports and football is interchangeable. When I say sports in Ghana, it's football, I mean, actually. I mean, many times when I was standing there, I kept on repeating, trying to correct myself, because when I say sports, I only think football. How on earth is a country like Ghana and the World Athletics Championship managed to place fifth? What's happening? Is it a deliberate, is it media, or is it, there's been a deliberate investment in the boys, the girls, a properly crafted policy that has gotten us to this point? What is it, Fentuo?
A few factors, to be honest. One of them, and let's start from there, is the sheer grit and determination from the boys.
Yeah.
Now,
And girls.
I'll tell you what, all of his enthusiasm and interest in the men's relay team in particular started when they won gold at the 2019 Africa Games in Rabat, in Morocco. They came from nowhere. Joe Paul was in third year of university. Azamati was a local athlete at the time. He was at the University of Ghana.
Yeah.
Martin Entry was with Joe Paul in Coppin State. He was in third year as well. And then you had Sean, the only experienced athlete in that quartet that had ever competed at any international games. At that African Games, Joe Paul didn't even make it to the final of the 200 meters, his favorite event. Azamati didn't make it to the final of the 100 meters. Sean didn't make it to the final of the 100 meters. But when they took to the track, for that relay race, one of the most remarkable things anybody's ever seen happen right before our eyes. When Joseph Paul Amo took the baton, he was behind the Nigerian. The Nigerian, Ezekiri, had won the individual gold medal. But he went past him like he wasn't there and anchored Ghana to a gold medal at the African Games. From then on, everybody else started to get interested. But you see, Azamati may have been the only local athlete. The rest of them, apart from Sean, those two that were at the University of Coppin State University or whatever it's called, those were not there by accident. Yeah. And this is where we talk about a properly crafted policy from the GAA coming to fruition. Because for one thing, that the Prof. Dodo administration can be criticized for all of the things they can be criticized for, the one thing that you have to give them credit for was their carefully planned policy of ensuring that all of the talented athletes in Ghana got student scholarships to the US. Because
Was it the GAA that facilitated that?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was
and this has been their policy.
Okay.
They made sure that every single athlete that had any potential secured scholarship. And they were at the forefront of securing those scholarships for these students.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So because they knew that, take this country for example. As we speak, in fact, we do not have a properly certified athletics track in this country. The only certified athletics track we have now is the one at the Cape Coast Stadium. Baba Yara Stadium was just renovated. The track is not certified, which means that if you run any record in that track, it wouldn't be accepted. Yeah. When the Accra Sports Stadium was renovated for CAN 2008, the athletics track was removed. Then you had LWAC, which is at a sorry state. It's an excuse of an athletics track. So when you have all of these talented athletes, if you keep them in this country, it is impossible to train them to elite levels. Côte d'Ivoire are training athletes to elite level in their country. Yep. Marie-José Talou trains in Côte d'Ivoire. Arthur Cisse trains in Côte d'Ivoire. We can't have our athletes training here. So the GAA learned fast and decided that the best thing to do was to send them abroad. And it is that program that gave us the likes of Janet Amponsa. Yep. Janet won 2 medals for us at the African Championship. And 200 meters and 100 meters. Okay. She just retired. It's that system that gave us the likes of Flinks, the likes of Jigema Champon, the likes of all of them. And those girls as well qualified for an Olympic Games, had world championships in succession, and then they also were instrumental in breaking the national record. So you have all of these boys sent abroad, getting the best of facilities, training in under the best of coaches at universities in the US. The problem with that, however, is that with that, you're unable to control what happens to them after school. Yeah. And that has always been why a lot of the time we have the challenges that we do. So that relay team that won the 2019 gold medal in the African Games, they next competed in a qualifying event for the Tokyo Olympics. Now, to compete at the Tokyo Olympics, the team needed to qualify. To qualify, they needed to go to a competition called in Silesia.
Poland.
And that competition was in Poland. Since winning the competition in 2019 in Rabat, the next time they saw each other was 3 days to the competition in Poland.
I see.
Never trained together. So, and that's where I feel like government or anybody else that could have stepped in failed them. Because that gap was a period where they could have been put together in a relay camp and they could have done much better.